X and Pearl. Both coming out right after one another, these movies really divided the audience. First you would hear, it's the greatest movie of the year, then a few seconds later someone would say it's lifeless and devoid of character. Movies that divide audiences like Midsummer and Mother are very interesting. It asks the question of who's right. Should one be objectively wrong and one right? X and Pearl to almost the same degree split the people who watched it. Pearl not as much, but still having a divide. Leaving behind all acting and cinematography, people's problems lied with the story. In X, Pearl, being too old to have sex, goes on a killing spree with her husband, is what almost every one-star review explains the movie as, even though it's much more than that. It's about Pearl's grief of her loss of youth and beauty, and how it eventually pushed her to murder, seeing she never got what she wanted, which was heavily explained in Pearl. This also isn't some freak accident murder, they have done this before. Pearl is very good at explaining the events of X thoroughly. It gives us the reason and understanding of why everything happened how it did, but aside from that, it stands alone great too. Pearl is better than X and I will stand by that. Everything from the color to the cinematography to just the writing as a whole is better and more thought out. Ty West and his surrounding cast did a great job, but the star of the show is Mia Goth. Her descent into allowing her true self to shine through, her obsession and jealousy that grows and grows until it breaks loose. It's a crazy fall into madness that works perfectly. What cements this even further is the scenes you can instantly remember from Pearl. X has its fair share as well, but the audition, the 9-minute monologue, the credits scene, Pearl and the Scarecrow along with her kills, not one part of this movie is wasted. Along with all of this, the cinematography and color, this movie looks just like The Wizard of Oz in the best way possible, while still inventing itself as new. Pearl is a movie about fear and obsession at its heart. Pearl goes on a self-journey of realizing she is different. She's not like other people. She realizes that even the people closest to her can't help or wouldn't even want to. This fear she has to be her true self. With all of this going on, she is still obsessed with being a star. She yearns for something beyond what she has now and sacrifices literally everything for it. And when she fails, she realizes she is a lost cause. During her monologue, I feel she learns that. This leads us into X, where it's been years and years and she still longs for this imaginary thing that can't happen, obsessing about it throughout the whole movie, basically creating the plot of X. X is great too. It's more of your generic horror movie, but because of all of these hidden details and underlying story, it works just as well. It's not the same movie as Pearl, and it doesn't try to hide that. It embraces the same core themes, but does not create something too similar. This movie is Pearl's final descent into madness and is a fitting end to her character and a fitting start to Maxine's. The third film, Maxine, will be set in Los Angeles, following Maxine, the sole survivor in the 1980s, on a journey for fame. We don't know much more about it. Overall though, X and Pearl are two great movies, and there isn't much out there like them. I'll definitely make something about Maxine when it comes out, but until then, let me know what you think. Agree? Disagree?